All right. Episode 91.
91.
91.
Dennis Rodman
And a...
on the Bulls.
You say so.
There we go.
And a bottle
Of Monkey Shoulder.
Shoulder. The
Here you go. Do your
original.
thing.
Oh, no, you're good.
No, you always bring us
You
in.
brought this bottle, so I feel like you're always welcome to hop in and get involved.
No, this is your thing. I just kind of,
I don't know about that, but it's rooted in malt whiskey history and inspired by the malt men who still turn the malting barley by hand. Monkey Shoulder
Theme song.
is blended in small batches of Speyside's finest single malt whiskeys, then married to achieve a smoother, richer taste. This is batch 27 of, I guess, the original. I'm not... Anyway, taste. Mellow vanilla with spicy hints. Nose... zesty orange, vanilla honey, and spiced oak. Don't be a drunken monkey, it says on the back. Drink responsibly. Okay.
that's the most we've gotten out of a bottle.
You know what? That's
In
true.
like a couple
Yeah, in a
weeks.
long
That's
time.
true. It
Yeah.
actually had some tasting notes. But yeah, all right. So we'll dive right in. It's just the three of us this week. Josh, myself, and Courtney. No Isaiah.
He's doing his thing, Rage in Peace.
That's right.
Whatever he's doing.
Little cork pop.
There we go. Nice pop.
It has a nice cork. Does seem like it is an authentic cork, a genuine one with a little wooden.
It's got
top
some
there.
little, like, what the monkeys,
bad.
the hanging monkeys we used to play with when we were
Barrel of
little?
monkeys.
Barrel of monkeys, yeah.
Barrel of monkeys.
That's what they
man.
look like.
That's a throwback. It truly is.
That's like an original toy.
It's been a while.
Like a
Been
Like-
a while since I've
one of the first
seen one of
toys.
those bad boys rolling around.
Because
Did
I
come
have,
across them once in a while.
I
as
have
a kid.
little children. It's still a little child toy that
But
they,
do they have barrels of monkeys?
yeah,
They do. You have a monkey barrel. at your
No,
house.
I don't. No, I don't buy it. But they go to like learning centers and daycares.
Got you.
They-
So
they still have-
they're exposed to it.
yeah,
All right, very good.
Only $5 at Walmart
barrel of
For
monkeys.
this bottle or
for a barrel of
monkeys?
monkeys.
I was gonna say for this
I
bottle.
mean, that'd be great, but
I got ripped off.
There it is, getting passed over. We'll jump right in to. Did you watch Agatha all
did.
along? You did.
I did.
All right, first two episodes.
Yeah,
All
first two
right.
episodes.
Did I inspire you? I
You
kinda-
did.
I hyped
You
it
did.
up
I
a
was
little
like,
bit.
you hyped it, and I was like, you know
Oh, it's
what?
coming back.
I was what was I doing? I was just kind of like I very rarely get to like chill on my couch,
Yeah.
and the kids kind of went to bed early. Chanel was like, I'm done. She went to bed, and I was just downstairs alone, and I'm like, I binged both episodes of Agatha and the Penguin. So I just back.
Oh, you did Penguin too.
Yeah.
I've not done the second episode of that, but
I have not done the second episode, but
all
we can
right.
talk about the
Well,
first
let's get
one
into
later.
Agatha first. We'll run through that. How'd you feel?
I was surprisingly entertained.
Yeah.
I saw kind of like what they were doing with the True Detective satire in the beginning, which was pretty fun. Once they kind of got into the over acting, like
Yeah.
the satire, I was like, oh, okay, I see where we're going.
Yeah.
And it has a nice pace. It kind of picks up like really, really fast in those first two episodes. What is it, 6 or 7?
I don't know the exact run length of it,
Okay.
episode wise. I would guess 6.
Yeah.
6 to 8. I mean, that's pretty standard for Disney.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of would hope it would maybe be 8 episodes, maybe a
9.
little bit in the longer side. 9 side. Okay, there you go.
Okay,
Great.
that's
I was
out of the norm for them.
My big complaint with it was really going to be, and WandaVision was kind of a similar in this regard, but it does take it does take at least 2 episodes, and I've read from a lot of other reviewers who had access to 4 episodes that it definitely takes by the 4th episode you're fully hooked in, and it's moving quite a bit better. The first episode feels like episode 1 and 2. I know they released them at the same time. They really feel like just one episode to me because you're not
Yes,
really getting into
yeah.
the meat of anything.
Yeah.
Until the end of episode 2, which really is where
It starts.
yeah
right?
you feel
Yeah.
like that's the actual end of a first
they
chapter.
get to the yellow
rather
brick
than,
road, quote unquote.
Essentially, yeah,
and
right.
go on their journey. Yeah.
Episode 1 feels like a little bit of just like a.
I like them.
We all know we're all kind of in on the joke because we saw
Yeah,
WandaVision.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I had to explain to Emily a little bit like this is what they did with WandaVision more or less. It's kind of the same approach of
I thought it was fun.
You know what I mean?
I was very surprised at like how it started. I was like, what?
But we were like 20 minutes into the first episode, and Emily was like, "The acting is awful," in this show. And I was like,
That's the joke.
"That's the joke, dude. You gotta stick with us."
It was really good. She's doing a great job. And then, so one, and we get introduced to Aubrey Plaza, who plays Purple Heart. And I can't remember the witch's actual name from the comic book. But she is part of this like coven. And it looks like in this iteration or adaptation, she's going to be like part of the antagonistic nature. And I'm not sure that, from what I've heard, she's not going to be the primary antagonist, but she's like one of them. And, I absolutely love Aubrey Plaza.
Yeah, she's good. I like her.
Yeah, she's
great. Not too much screen time in
No,
either
no.
episode 1 or 2, but I suspect that she'll find her way into more of the show as the episodes roll on. Was Agatha's character, or was this coven? Was this like a very low key element in the Marvel universe, or do they have a little bit more presence? My sense was it's like a very deep cut.
It is, and we kind of like expound on like all of the elements of Marvel, and then there are some that are more popular than others, and Marvel has created a lore that has pockets of like every type of genre of science fiction, more or less. Something for everybody, right? So in this pocket, there's witches, and you'll learn more about the spells and like the dark hold and how this relates to Doctor Strange being the Sorcerer Supreme and like how this relates to him and the dark hold and all the spells and just so this storytelling is specific to like
Aspect of
spooky
it,
season.
Spooky season.
Yeah. So they don't have like a really big,
Which we are in.
yeah, we're getting there. We are officially in fall, 3 days in, September 25th. 5 don't know.
I don't know, man. She's always up to something.
Super weird.
It's a very suspect dog. 5, get over here. Stop it.
Indy kind of just really chills like right next to me.
Yeah.
But 5 just kind of like
He's doing something.
Officer 5 over there. But yeah.
No.
Yeah, we'll I'm sure at some point we're gonna get relation to the larger big screen characters like Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Those magicians. Well,
We'll
not
get some
magicians,
nods to
the
him.
big wizards.
May not see him, but
Strange. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Strange at the end in like a post credit or
Yeah.
something like that.
get a little catch up.
Yeah.
I get you.
I mean, I'm hooked. They got me. First 2 episodes.
Great.
Having
fun
fun
with it.
Yeah,
Having fun with it.
great cast. And the teenager being her kind of like sidekick. He's pretty funny too. So
Yeah.
I'm on board.
All right.
You enjoyed it.
I did. It was, so far it has been essentially more or less what I hoped it would be.
Yeah.
I don't know very much about that aspect of the Marvel universe, but it's, for the time of year and for the spirit of it all, I think it's
Yeah.
been pretty effective so far.
Absolutely. They're going to
So-
take us right into Halloween. And this isn't a big I'm familiar with the characters. I'm not
Yeah.
super versed in the whole magician. I keep saying magicians, wizards and witches. Primarily because I'm not a big Doctor Strange fan. Like I have disdain for him as far as the books go. But
Damn. All right, here we are. Here we go.
do not
Bada
like
bing, bada boom.
Yeah.
Penguin, I'm only 1 episode in, but I think the second one came out on Sunday, so I'm a little behind on that.
I
But
thought it came out today.
I feel like the Penguin is a Sunday night show. It's HBO,
Okay.
so it should be Sunday
Well,
nights.
HBO Max does a terrible job at advertising that because I saw it Wednesday and I was like, well, I guess I gotta wait.
Yeah.
I saw it when I got home from when we did this.
Sure.
Yeah. So
Sure,
I was
sure,
like,
sure.
The first one came out Thursday last
Thursday.
week,
Sorry.
but it is a Sunday
Yeah, okay.
thing.
Sunday show, I suppose. I guess.
Cool. So I'll watch it tonight when I get home.
There you go.
Yeah. I was thoroughly surprised at how good it was. Colin Farrell does an amazing job as this version of the Penguin. Again, I'm not a huge fan of the those super grounded, which is super odd for me to say because I feel like The Dark Knight is amazing, but I still feel like the Batman. Okay, this is layered. Batman himself, I feel like, exists in a world where he's always, again, you said this, fighting above his weight class, which is what makes him Batman amongst all of these superpowered people. And when you take the external world that he is set in away from him, it just kind of now is just a guy in a suit fighting mobsters and gangsters. And there is no kind of preceding reputation to who he is because he's not out there with Superman and the Wonder Woman. He's not a man that can hold his own amongst these superpowered people. He's just another man. So, but from what we've seen, Christopher Nolan did an amazing job proving us otherwise. Well, you know, the verdict is still out. We still got till 2027, I guess, for Matt Reeves' second iteration. But what we get here with Colin Farrell as a grounded, real-world version of Oswald Cobblepot is creme de la creme. I have nothing bad to say about it. It is, I would say, the closest thing I can say to it is a Tony Soprano-esque origin story set in the Batman universe. If that kind of
Yeah,
yeah,
I got you.
Yeah, it's great.
A track. There's obviously a lot left to the show.
Yeah.
I think he does a very good job with his character. I thought it was a relatively underwhelming first episode. Like I said, I'm sure there'll be some more dramatic aspects to the season, or at least I would suspect there would be. But given how long this show has kind of been in production, if the whole season is more or less like this type of mobster, like, you know, clever conversations at dinner tables with martinis kind of thing, if that's all that it is throughout, you know, and him just kind of being goofy and, you know, whatever, I'm surprised that it didn't come out sooner. Like, it seems like the kind of thing that they could pull the trigger on a little faster, get it done, get it out. And I just feel like it's been in production since the Batman came out, really. Yeah. Or at least they've been talking about it since then. So I kind of, honestly, I thought the first episode might be a little bit more, I don't know.
Jarring?
I just thought there might be a little bit more pizzazz to it. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. It read much more like, I don't know, courthouse, like drama, procedural kind of, you know what I mean? Okay. I know that there's like a mob thing for sure, vibe to it, but it's, you know, a lot of conversation. Not a lot of action.
Okay. I see where you're going. I think we had to build up. I'm not mad at
TBD, dude.
I guess I'm thinking of it as a comic book show, and I'm grading it amongst like other comic book shows rather than as a show standing on its own. So from your guys, I think that's a pretty fair analysis as well.
I get it. I mean, it's weird because it is a comic book character, but it's not being delivered to us in a traditional comic book experience, I guess, if that makes any sense. Thus far is only one episode, but it really has been pitched as like this very kind of more or less serious. It's kind of goofy, but serious, like mobster kind of thing. There's no characters really. Yeah. There's no element of the comic really.
Yeah. That's that real world grounding.
I kind of feel like I have to judge it a little differently.
Okay.
You know?
I'm with that.
There's nothing about it that's like, not yet anyway. We'll see. I could be wrong. We'll see what happens.
I thought for it to be set in the same universe as the Batman, and I guess they have their liberties because it's on HBO Max. I thought it was much more graphic than the movie was.
I don't know. I feel like it was in par with the movie.
Think so?
I feel like it was in line with the
I gotta watch the movie again. I just I can't face that 2 hours.
The movie's pretty dark.
45
Pretty
minutes.
dark,
I can't
bro.
do that again.
Pretty dark. Anyway, moving on. I gave everybody a little homework.
That was it.
I don't know.
I came.
That
with
was your topic?
Yeah, we took it right off the bat.
Yeah.
We got other stuff though.
This guy. Josh, why don't you show up here with something
That's what I
was
came with.
unexpected.
Well, I was looking at Boeing today. Their CEO testified
Thank God,
in front of a
dude.
Senate committee.
Somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to
committee,
keep track of
I
these.
do got something good, but go
criminals.
ahead, John.
Speaking of the mob,
There's just a whole lot of back and forth, safety and quality related, but also Boeing and Elon, have their little tiff going on now.
yes, I find this very amusing and entertaining. I think I was talking to JW about this recently, but I was like, the shame that that Boeing must have felt to call Elon
Yeah.
and have to ask to be rescued. Man, it's a bad look. It's like getting a flat tire and calling your girl's new boyfriend to come change it for
Hey,
you.
yo, Brad, can you?
It's got to be humiliating.
Yeah,
It's got to be. It's
a pretty
tough.
bad.
It's tough. Almost as tough as being stuck on the International Space Station for like 9
They're
months.
still there.
when you were only supposed to be there for 8 days. So I don't know, dude. It is what it is. I don't know what to tell you.
And
But
have we got any updates when they come home
I think it's February.
February, yeah.
next year?
Yeah.
Yes.
The thing that I didn't really understand and still don't, is why it takes, I guess, so long to recover them. Does anyone know? Do you know?
I'm not entirely sure.
Like why it seems like SpaceX, and maybe it's not a part of the plan, so maybe they just can't do it
Yeah.
that quickly. But it seems like they could spin up a ship pretty fast and get up there.
So there's another thing here at play. So Elon tweeted something like, why are we not punishing Boeing? And we got punished for, and I think the tweet said for trivia or something like that. And apparently, at some point in the recent past, allegedly, SpaceX did 2 launches that they didn't have a permit for. And Elon's all, I can't quite tell if he's saying, I don't need a permit,
Yeah.
or if he's saying, I got the permit, you don't, I'm not entirely clear.
He's not going
Right.
to be clear.
Right. But yeah, so there's that. And so that was part of the deposition today. The FAA said that they believed that Boeing and SpaceX should be regulated exactly the same way. And if you do shit to one, you should
Gotta
do
do
shit
it
to the other for
Right.
doing similar things.
And so one is currently not regulated the same, is what is being said. I
That's
guess.
right.
That's the claim.
That's right.
Is like Boeing isn't regulated to the same degree.
Right, that's the claim. Correct.
probably because-
which we've found to be at least partially true because they were able to get around recertifying for the Maxes. That's
Correct.
what caused those crashes.
But they also
were-
have a lot of like military contracts,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
right? Like Boeing, like commercial and space flight is not, I wouldn't imagine the bulk of their
Right. Mm-hmm.
output.
Oh no, it's definitely
How
defense.
old? And
right?
we may have answered this question for me before, but how old is Boeing as a company?
Very old.
Hundreds of years,
No. I don't know.
100 years,
No, we've only been flying for,
1916.
100 and
but they weren't flying in 1916.
Well, they were, as of 1917, they were called Boeing Airplane Company.
was
When was okay, let's back up for 1 second here.
was Amelia in a
When was
in a
the
Boeing?
first, like, I guess maybe, this is a bad question, I guess, because I'm thinking like commercial air flight. Boeing probably predates that,
Yeah.
is what I'm guessing. And so I could be wrong, but commercial air flight probably took place post 1916.
Do we want to take a guess on the first powered commercial flight of the Wright brothers? When was that?
Was that a commercial flight though?
It wasn't, no.
20
Oh, I'm talking about
Oh, you're
commercial.
talking commercial.
I'm talking about like I can buy a
Mad
ticket
Men
and
smoking
go in
on
the,
an
go in the
airplane
air.
shit. Yeah.
And I would guess like the late 60s, early 70s.
I'd say 47. Where are we at?
What do you think? What did you say?
I guessed late 60s, early 70s.
The first commercial flight? The
I'm
747
guessing.
flew
I'm guessing, dude. I don't know.
January
don't know.
1st, 1914.
What?
The world's first scheduled commercial passenger flight took place from St. Petersburg, Tampa airboat line from St. Petersburg to Tampa.
Damn. Well,
That's a short flight, right?
It is a very short flight.
look at what I know, guys.
Like 20 minutes.
1914.
Okay.
Wow.
St. Petersburg, Tampa airboat
We've
line.
been up there a lot longer than I thought.
And it landed successfully, right?
It did. It really helps that it landed on water. I imagine.
When
at
was
least
the
that it
first
helped.
flight?
The
Period.
first powered flight,
When did the Wright brothers take it up?
that would be 1903, December 17th.
1903 to 1917. That's not a long time.
No,
No.
definitely
Really?
not at all.
See, because that's why I was thinking it was much later.
Yeah.
And I felt like, yeah, we had planes like for military purposes, but like commercial travel probably didn't pick up until later on.
Yep. The first
But here I
Boeing
am.
aircraft flew 15 June 1916, the B&W seaplane.
Here I am way off by 50 years.
And I imagine planes weren't meant primarily for consumer travel. Like they were probably made for military, right?
I could get an answer for you, but
That's what I would think. Like, that's what most things
Listen,
are
I've
like.
been getting proven wrong since I started this conversation, so I'm not really, don't look at me for answers.
I would
know
think
nothing.
that, government funds things, research, it happens, and then they're like, all right, yeah,
In either case, Boeing's been around for a
long time.
A hot
A long
damn
time.
minute,
Yes.
dude. And
yep.
they are in a bit of a pickle.
What
as
about-
it relates to space flight right now.
What about hot air balloons?
What about those, dude?
How long those
You
been
know,
around?
A long time.
Way longer than airplanes?
Yeah.
The first
Forever.
hot air balloon was demonstrated by the Montgolfier brothers
Where if it's in like the 70s, I'm going to be pissed.
1783.
Thank God.
That's crazy.
Yep. It was the
1780.
first manned flight by the same individuals occurred a few months later in November of 73.
Damn.
Damn. 1783. A lot of perspective.
It launched from Paris and flew for 20 minutes.
Oh, it wasn't.
And then the first flight with passengers occurred
Passengers.
right around that same time, actually, which flew for 15 minutes before crashing.
Damn.
Oh, launched the Aerostat Réveillon carrying a sheep, duck, and a rooster. It flew for 15 minutes before crashing.
A sheep, duck, and a
A
rooster.
sheep, a duck, and a rooster.
I don't know how that can be considered passengers. I'll be honest here, guys. Oh, this is a Google AI. Clearly doesn't make sense.
Christ.
Great.
But anyway, 1783 is correct.
So anything else to close out this this wee bit on the Boeing?
Well, I mean, they got a lot of situations going on because they just shut down production of the 737 due to the strikes. Contractor is looking to furlough employees if the strike continues.
So Boeing employees, just to clarify,
Yep, have been striking.
they're on a strike. They've been striking for how long would you say?
At least 2 weeks, I think.
Damn.
Yeah.
So they're not making any planes right now.
At least no 737.
And I guess there's a question as to whether or not we want them making planes right now.
I mean, the way they're falling apart.
But did they have a lot of orders like cooking? I mean, I feel like I don't know how that's possible. Why wouldn't Airbus be just like cleaning up on everything? Haven't they? They've had a pretty good track record.
Yeah, well, true. It's also the case, though, that you have certain airlines that will only operate Boeing or will only operate Airbus for maintenance purposes. We only have to carry this many parts when we would need to carry both. Southwest is one of them. EasyJet only operates Boeing aircraft.
Classic.
So you've got that. But yeah, there are orders for hundreds and hundreds, probably more than 500 aircraft are currently on order.
Very good.
From Boeing.
Nice.
Speaking of Southwest, you saw they were going away from the open seating.
Seat yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Teeny big deviation.
Yep.
I'm flying Southwest next week.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, well, buckle up. You're not picking your seats just yet.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Not a
Not
thing
yet. But I think 2025, I think they said it will be sooner than later.
You think that
Yep.
they will kind of now move away from this kind of cheaper consumer option now that you can select your seat?
I don't think that Southwest has been that much cheaper.
It's not.
For
No, yeah.
a few years now. I think they moved away from that market. I think they're trying to justify the higher prices. is my sense. And
I still get the emails for you want to get away. You know, $49 here, there.
they offer those, but it's like $49 to like, somewhere in Milwaukee. It's not, you know what I mean? It's not, it's nowhere that you actually want to go.
Yeah.
And there used to be a time where like, yeah, I did get $75 flights or $90 flights. Like you did get those deals, but all of those, at least in my recent
there are
experience,
fewer and
have
fewer
doubled.
seats. Fewer and fewer seats on those promos
Yeah.
when they come out.
Who wants to fly to St. Louis? You know,
Well, if you got to go
On
to
a
St.
Tuesday.
Louis,
It's
on
if it's like a
Tuesday,
work thing, you
know.
gotta go. I mean, it's fine. It is, in a lot of cases, it's still relatively cheap. But if you look at like Delta or American, or they actually
they're
have pretty comparable prices to a lot of like major cities. You know?
For me,
maybe $20 more.
For me, living in Baltimore, Southwest is very convenient because Baltimore is a huge operation.
That's right.
I can go basically anywhere that I would want to go.
True.
That's not the case for many people. So Delta,
100%.
United, American. But the biggest thing for me is the luggage and the fees. I just flying on United to Canada. I mean, even not going to Canada, even flying domestically on United, it's $40
A bag.
for your first checked bag, and you don't get a carry-on on the basic rate.
wow.
So you have to pay an upgrade to even get a carry-on.
So now you're looking at
and then
another $40.
upgrade.
Oh yeah. That's almost $100.
Right. So to bring a carry-on and a checked bag on this flight that I had 6 weeks ago, it was going to be $78 for a carry-on and one checked bag.
And you flew what?
Pay up, dude.
United.
United.
And on Southwest, I can go anywhere with a carry-on and 2 checked bags.
Yes.
Yeah, throw that shit on
Totally
the
free,
bottom.
right?
Oh,
Take that
100%.
shit.
Yeah.
I have a hot take on airline travel.
Do it.
I had this revelation. You should not be allowed to carry on bags
I don't believe that.
other than your
Yeah.
personal,
Your personal
item
item,
that goes underneath the seat.
Yeah.
All the overhead storage spaces in
It's
bins,
a waste of space.
they should eliminate those.
Put it on the
completely.
bottom.
It would feel so much bigger in the plane.
Yeah.
There'd be so much more room. It wouldn't be as claustrophobic. And there's no reason anybody needs to carry on all that shit.
Yes.
Get in and cram it
Yeah.
up top.
Especially with
It
Southwest,
creates
bro.
way too
Yeah.
much chaos loading and unloading the plane. Everybody that is, for whatever reason, that
They stand up
wants
as
to carry all their
soon
shit.
as the plane lands.
They act like there's not going to be enough bin space, which I guess in Southwest or in some cases, sure, maybe that happens. Maybe that's a thing. But they should just eliminate it altogether. If it can't go underneath the seat in front of you, it doesn't go on the plane. Especially if it's Southwest and they're not charging you to check a bag.
It does, though. If you've ever seen, let me just kind of try to find this. The baggage holds are very small. So that may also be part of a thing.
Get rid of it. It's not needed.
I mean, that, God, I don't know.
I fly.
I have a lot of thoughts on it.
I don't care if it's my little weekender. I'm checking it.
The reason,
And I'll get it when I get there.
The only reason why the baggage holds in the plane wouldn't be that large is because they're utilizing that space for other purposes.
Fuel.
Fuel, no, not only fuel though, but they do a lot of transit for other like commercial stuff.
Okay.
Sure. Well, not
Like
on.
you can ship shit in the bottom of a plane.
What is this? Studio?
Like drugs.
Standby.
No, but like FedEx or like UPS or various
Yeah.
like shipping companies or whatever can
should
contract
be much bigger.
out airlines.
That's a Southwest baggage hold.
Yeah, but what's the other side?
Fuel.
The whole thing. You're telling me
Past,
the whole
past
thing is
that
fuel.
is all fuel.
That picture right there in the middle on the right, down to the right. That looks sizable to me.
We're looking at the
Looks
bottom
a
of the
little
plane,
bigger.
ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, but in what scenario
sure,
have you ever?
perspective.
I understand, but in what scenario have you ever been on a plane where they've said we ran out of checked luggage space?
Never.
Never.
In my life.
Well, you don't because
Also-
everybody carries that shit on.
Also,
I'm saying
sure.
if you get rid of that,
great.
carry-on.
One free checked bag.
Yeah,
Great.
Okay, all right.
Southwest gives you two.
No, I understand they give you two. If they give you two free checked bags, they have a lot of space. They're not.
Yeah.
They're not offering everybody that flies two free checked bags if there's limited space underneath the plane. That's all I'm saying.
That's a lot of space if you think about it.
That's so much space, Josh. Look at that.
Okay. All right.
My God.
Okay.
I'm in all seriousness, I'm with you. That looks like a tiny space, and I think if everybody checked their bag, it would likely fill up. But I stand by my point, which is if they're offering every person on the plane 2 free checked bags, what happens if somebody shows up? What happens if a plane, everybody that's on the plane shows up and checks 2 bags?
This is perfect. Look at this. Gives you the volume. Oh my gosh, this is fantastic.
You're nerding out right now.
This is how awful things happen. They put way too much information online.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can get an operations manual for any aircraft just online.
Perfect.
Great.
Awesome. I feel a lot better.
That I know that everyone has access to.
All right, very good. Moving away. Let's talk a little bit about Monkey Shoulder. Now, I've had an experience with this bottle before. Actually, I had a bottle of this the first year that I moved into this house, and we had that it was a massive snowstorm. It was in 2015.
Yeah.
2016 probably, because it was probably during the winter. I can't remember the exact month, but I moved in 2015. It happened that winter.
I'm with you.
Huge snowstorm. It was like 3 or 4 feet. Very substantial. Like my fence was.
I remember. I had just moved back from
under the snow.
New York. Yeah, I remember. I was here for that.
But I had a bottle of this, and I worked through it. Let's just say, while I was stuck inside, and I enjoyed it back then.
Had a real shining moment.
Now, I did. I really did. This obviously is Scotch. Just to clarify,
It's definitely
I don't know that we
Scotch.
did that on the front end of this conversation, but it's a Scotch. It's a very nice Scotch. I enjoy this quite a bit because it's not like a super overwhelming or strong Scotch. It feels like a very nice, palatable. It's like a light Scotch.
Yeah, and it doesn't.
It's a sipping. It's like a very nice sipping Scotch.
They
Like,
give
can
you all
really
these
stick with this.
flavor notes, like it's very upfront, and it's not. Like as far like it's
Well, it says mellow vanilla with spicy hints.
okay.
I would say it's pretty
It is
accurate.
distilled by Glenfiddich.
I would say it's something.
It smells of the
accurate
notes,
side.
but I don't really taste
You
them.
get some orange and some vanilla and honey. I would actually say that this bottle in particular, I feel like I can identify more of these notes than I normally can in a lot of other bottles.
Okay.
I definitely get vanilla.
I get that.
I get the vanilla.
Yeah.
I maybe don't get as much of the orange.
I get some of the orange.
When I smell it, I get some citrus. Like I definitely get a little orange. I don't know when I
When I smell it, I get the vanilla. I mean, the marshmallow.
Although it doesn't say I should taste that. It says I should taste vanilla and spicy hints, which I do. I do get some citrus in the nose. The vanilla honey spiced oak. I don't know. I think this bottle is, I don't know what the price point is on this. What'd you spend on this?
47.
I think it's a pretty good deal.
So I was gonna get something that was a little more expensive, and the guy in there was like, "Have you had this yet?" And I was like, "I can't say that I have." And then we've done 91 different bottles. Most of the time, we're kind of inebriated, and I don't remember until we watch the show a week later when it comes out. So I never remember what we've done. So I hit the chat as I always do before I buy a bottle. Have we had this? And you're like, no. So then I got it. But the gentleman there was like, if you haven't had this yet, you're gonna enjoy it. And I'm enjoying it. It's pretty good.
It is. It's nice.
Yeah.
It is, as of 2023, the world's third best-selling brand of Scotch whiskey, behind Johnny Walker and Macallan.
It's a very easy drinking Scotch.
Yeah.
So I buy that. I'll buy that.
Maybe I could be ignorant to this. What differentiates a Scotch versus a Scotch whiskey?
I believe that it's all Scotch, or more or less. Like I think Scotch whiskey. Scotch is whiskey, right? So I think saying something is Scotch whiskey is the same thing as saying that it's
I
Scotch.
think
Scotch.
it's redundant.
Yeah, it's just
Copy.
like a.
Okay. Thought there was a
They're just adding on to it.
differentiator. All right, cool then.
I'm going to read here, first introduced in 2003 as a brand of blended malt whiskey, formerly called vatted malt whiskey, primarily for mixing, occupying a middle ground between blended Scotch, which can contain grain whiskey, and single malt, which cannot. Originally a blend of Balvenie, Glenfiddich, and Kinninvie, its current composition is not publicly known.
There you go.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Boom. So there we are. High marks. I would
I'm
say.
not
on the
mad
Monkey
at it.
Shoulder. I would imagine it has a little bit of a lower alcohol content. I'm guessing. But I could
40%.
be wrong.
It doesn't have a lot of bite, which is great.
But like I said, very easy drinking. Throw it right into that cup and
Very cool, man.
go nuts, dude.
So I did good.
It's great. Yeah, this is a solid
on the
one.
back.
This is a solid one. Way to go.
All right.
Moving on. So 50 Cent has announced that he's collaborating with Netflix.
For
The Diddy docuseries. dude.
God, we can't escape him, can we?
I got to be honest. My Instagram, and
Diddy.
it could be, I don't know if you're in the same boat, but it could just be like,
just
because I
filled.
live with my wife and she's just obsessed.
She
But
sent me something, and I was
my
like, what
Instagram is
this?
nothing but Diddy content right now. As far as
It's all
Instagram is
over the
concerned,
place.
Diddy has molested everyone.
He's touched everyone
Every person
in the world.
Maybe even me, and I just don't remember. But it's chaos.
Wow. If you don't
The
remember, that was
interviews-
probably Bill Cosby.
Amen. The interviews.
I don't know, not according to the most recent accuser.
You never know. The interviews that they've been pulling out of the archives with some of these artists. I
Man.
mean, dude.
Apple News.
Generations
Did I
ago.
didn't send you guys the
goodness.
screenshot. All right, I'm going to read this real quick. Every morning, as I say, I start my day with
Some Diddy.
some God no, some Apple News, and the first
There's one thing that I don't
read that
use.
second
Apple News.
that second headline.
Beyond freak-offs. A deeper look at the Diddy allegations.
Why?
Here's what I'll say about all of these articles that have come out. I don't feel like I have heard or seen anything really like official
About the freak offs?
about much of anything. I mean, I know the freak. Where did the freak offs even come from? I
That's
guess
just-
it's in like some sort of.
It's in one of the lawsuits.
yeah. The freak offs existed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
But so we know that those were a thing, and we know, I guess, like loosely, we know some of the I don't know
context surrounding
context around it.
these freak offs.
But nobody else thus far has been officially named as like a co-conspirator.
Not yet.
They've not announced who's been in the freak offs.
I hope.
And I think that the things that they're finding or that they've announced that they have found on his premises, I mean, we're assuming they're associated to the freak offs, but we don't know.
I have this wild imagination, and I just have this fabrication that we're all just gonna be living our daily lives, and like random people are just gonna start getting arrested. You're gonna be in line at Chipotle.
Dude.
They're gonna arrest somebody at Chipotle because they were in the freak offs. You're gonna be at work.
That's how they make it seem.
Like this was a
They make it seem
super deep dive.
as if everybody that you know
Was
is
at
about
one-
to just
go
get
down,
snatched
bro.
off.
They just gonna start your boss.
Yeah. There's going to be like a massive raid in Malibu, and everyone you know and loved is just going to start
Going
disappearing.
down, just
There's like all these rumors that Kim Kardashian is like on the run.
it's gonna be like the
And,
blip from
dude,
Thanos.
1000%.
Like just people
Yes.
all over the world.
Half of the
are just
entertainment
gonna,
industry is just
gonna
going to
disappear.
vanish in an instant.
Right.
That's how they're framing it.
They were part of the freak offs.
Maybe and maybe it'll happen. There's a part of me that feels
I feel like it is, man.
Diddy's gonna walk in like a week, no questions asked.
Because there's so many people involved that they
It's
can't.
hard to believe that all of these people
Were-
go down in a meaningful way. Maybe Diddy gets busted. Maybe doesn't seem like it's good for him right now.
No.
But I just find it hard to believe that they just start locking up all these famous people left and right. What's wrong with this?
I don't know.
Anyway, I stand by
Top
it.
button, bottom button, side button.
It just rebooted.
It's time to get a new phone, man.
It's not even a year old. But then
Well-
you show up here.
Kevin Hart caught on
same
camera
phone.
in Diddy freak off video.
I see the size on it.
But how do we know that?
I'm with you. I'm just
They're
reading
saying
headlines.
Everybody.
This is funny.
But where does it come from?
What is a freak off?
Where does it come from?
Numerous social media videos describe Diddy's alleged freak-off parties as multi-day sex orgies involving heavy drug use, gallons of alcohol, and large quantities of baby oil and lubricants.
Craziness.
And that's documented in a legal way. That's in a court filing?
More or less, I would say.
Okay.
Something
but
to that
everybody
extent.
that's like supposedly involved is
Probably just freak off.
just
Like-
it's speculative at this point.
You name them. They were there.
I know. They're saying everybody was there. They're saying Leo was there. They're saying Kutcher was there. He's apparently Mila Kunis has moved out of the house, is what they're saying.
Bill Clinton,
Gamala.
Trump,
Gamela.
Everybody's been there, dude. That's what they're saying.
Andy Cohen.
That's what they're saying.
So I know that Andy Dick, speaking of Andy Cohen, I know that Andy Dick has been through his fair share of controversy
Oh, I thought you were
and
gonna say dicks.
whatnot. But I feel like this is kind of an Andy Dick kind of scene, you know? Just the crazy shit that he used to do in the 90s and early 2000s.
just
I feel like this is
Whatever you want to
prime Andy Dick.
This is
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. But something tells me, and I could be wrong about Andy Dick, don't know him. But I get
Don't
the
know him.
sense, that like his like flavor of absurdity and chaos was not sexually motivated, or you know what I mean? Like I feel like he was a weird guy and I feel like he was crazy, but I don't know that he like abused people. I could be wrong. I don't know. Like
Sure.
he just sometimes dudes are just odd.
Michael,
And Andy Dick could just be
think
like an odd guy.
Michael Jackson was one of those like odd guys, but I don't think he had any personally. I don't think he had any like
You're gonna sit here and tell me that Michael Jackson didn't go after kids? You're standing on that ground.
I'm not you say go after kids. Did he
No, I mean like the kids were brought to him, but in some ways I think that the kids would describe it as having been gone after, yes.
I'd say he enjoyed the company of children, which is still weird, and grown men should not enjoy the company of other little children.
I think you don't think that he did more than enjoy the company. Or are you
Anything-
loosely defining enjoyed the company?
I'm loosely defining enjoying the company because I don't really know, and I don't want to.
Have you seen the documentaries?
Yeah, they're weird.
And you just think that maybe
I don't know. I don't-
think
I'm
that
just-
you think that it's all lies.
No. I don't think
That's what I'm
it's all.
saying, dude. He was, yeah.
I
So
don't
you believe
know.
the documentaries?
Yeah, half and half.
I just need
I'm
you-
half and half. I
need
don't know.
I need you to
because
know,
like they get on these documentaries and they're like, you know what? It didn't.
I
really
just need you to
happen.
know that like legally it's assault,
Yeah. Oh
sexual
yeah.
assault. They weren't just hanging out. I mean, I get it. Like
It's not. None of it's right.
they were hanging out.
I'm not trying to defend Michael Jackson. I was using it as kind of a loose example
A
that
lot of assault
he
starts
was
with hanging
weird.
out.
And, God, it is all weird. Like, why can't people just not be weird?
Well,
I'm just real quick call back here because
Carry
I'm on a dick kick right now.
we get it.
Enjoy
Of the
that.
9 paragraphs in the Wikipedia article for Andy Dick's legal issues and controversies, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Let me see this.
6 of them involve sex crimes
Perfect.
Well,
Well,
that's that.
guys, I'm
Yep.
0 for 2 on
dating
my,
back to
on my episode.
99.
Sheesh.
We just didn't know about it.
Well,
Maybe that's why
I-
he went up. Maybe that's
Most
why he went
recently,
underground.
Yeah, he's gone.
he was arrested for Uber. 2018. He pled not guilty to grabbing an Uber driver by the genitals.
Come on, Andy.
He was convicted and sentenced to 90 days in jail. Wow. He was then arrested for felony sexual battery of a man in Orange County in 2022. And then in 2023, he was arrested for public intoxication and failure to register as a sex offender.
Damn, dude.
Come on. You can't. Come on.
You got to end the episode.
I'm looking at it.
I've been way off so many times.
He was funny.
Commercial flight and Andy Dick's sexual history of assault. I was giving him a clean pass, a clean bill of health on that.
Nah,
Here
we are.
But also, you're giving MJ a pass too. So
I'm not.
I don't know. I might be okay in this regard.
And it's just arrested.
I mean, if Michael Jackson is not a sexual predator, then I think Andy Dick is probably fine.
God, he made black and white.
You heard it here.
I mean, here's the deal: you can do both things.
Courtney's pro Jacko and Taylor's pro Dick.
Oh God.
You can do both things, man. I tell Emily all the time. Both things.
Long
can
as
be,
nobody's-
both things can be true.
Look, long as nobody's pro Kelly. It's just so unfortunate that these people are just just can't do that. Like you just can't. You know what I'm saying? Like
Think of all of the playlists over the years that have had to been like
Redact.
had to get like scrubbed.
Yep.
God, the amount of work that people have put into
Yep.
those.
I can't say at Black Cookout I've heard "Step in the Name of Love" once in like 15 years, almost. Like it's been pretty bad. A lot of cha-cha slides now.
Really?
Yeah,
I thought it was a white thing.
cha-cha slide. Y'all love that, but we enjoy a little bit of it. We're more
Black
electric.
and white. I'm doing the cha-cha slide.
See, that's not. See, okay, so I did an impression of Josh like 2 episodes ago, and he thinks that's my white voice. That's not my white voice. I don't even know if I have a white voice. But
Okay, I'm glad you said that because I was going to ask you what it was.
The voice I did was a Josh voice. It was I'm a cruise boy. Cruise. I'm on a cruise. And I had to do my finger like this. Cruise boy.
Right, because I'm always sprinkling salt or sugar on something.
Or cocaine. Whatever.
Whatever. Right? I'm not that granular.
Cruise boy.
Cruise boy. I'm on a cruise. Disney. But yeah.
Cha-cha slide, dude.
Cha-cha. You guys do enjoy a little cha-cha. We enjoy a lot of electric slide.
Okay.
You know how to electric slide?
No, I know the song. I know the electric slide, yes.
Do you know how to electric slide?
No.
I'm gonna teach you this song.
I mean, here's the thing.
The
If I
song.
was in a room and I had a group around me that was doing the moves, I think I could probably step in line. It's not.
I want to say
let's
the electric
not-
slide was done at your wedding.
Well, but my point is, let's not act.
It's not because he was leading it.
It's not exactly.
No, I want to
Let's
say
not act-
Galen and I did that electric slide.
I don't doubt that, but let's not act as if it's it's at the top upper echelon of choreography. Skill is required for cha-cha slide or electric slide. I think they're both relatively. You can kind of step into line pretty quick.
I don't know.
The
electric slide is straight choreography. Cha-cha slide,
start to finish.
cha-cha slide is instructional. You got to do what Mr. C is saying.
That's true. I mean, they do give you the instructions
Yeah.
in the song.
Yes.
Yeah.
Electric slide, nah. You just gotta.
You have to know what you're doing.
You gotta know.
What was that
it.
move?
It's in the veins. It's in your blood. You gotta just get out there and do it.
It wasn't clear to me.
I'm gonna teach you.
Okay.
Fried chicken, watermelon, and electric
do
slide
it.
this summer. I've been trying to get y'all out.
It just turned fall.
That's an interesting thing. So
I've
y'all
invited
y'all
y'all.
don't do beer bongs,
No.
but you say, what did you just say?
Chicken. It's not a stereotype if it's true. We absolutely enjoy chicken. It's
No. I'm not.
But I feel
I'm
like
commenting on
most
electric
people
slides.
do.
electric like chicken, watermelon, electric slide.
Electric slides.
Yeah,
Okay.
love that shit.
All right.
Well, seasonally, we're moving away from that. I tried to get you to go to Renfest.
I saw the fit.
Are you not going to Renfest?
I'll go with y'all.
Oh my God.
Come on, dude.
When is it?
We made a whole thing about this.
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the text it was a big thing
When
in the
is
text
it?
message group.
We're going
the 5th?
October 5th.
I won't be here.
Where will you be?
Nashville.
For what? You
Work. Can't say what, but work.
can't say what.
I could say it off air.
You're saying next Saturday.
No, I come back Friday, so I definitely can't go Saturday because I gotta.
You come back on Friday, though.
Yeah, I gotta be a dad when I come home.
Sounds
I mean, it's loose. Let's talk about it.
what's loose?
Me being a father.
I mean, we're not trying to,
No, I know.
yeah. We're not going to Vegas
saw
for the weekend.
I mean,
It's down the road.
I know.
Yeah. Boys' Day out.
I've been though before.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
You dressing up?
TBD. Probably not. I don't know that I have like the capacity right now. I got a tiny town thing going. I don't know if I can figure out my whole outfit, dude.
You didn't say that. I was going to say.
You
You don't understand. There's a lot of moving pieces.
Bro,
and
I
if you're
saw
gonna
your
dress
setup.
up, and
You
go,
gotta do it.
Well,
Yeah, you
I
got to
think,
plan for this.
yeah, you don't want to. Listen, you can either have a minor component
Mm-hmm.
that like is like I'm fun,
I'm fine.
or you have to be all in.
Yes.
You can't just go to like Spirit Halloween
no.
and slap on a Pirates of the Caribbean outfit.
The time I went, there was a gentleman in a full Knights,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
like the full
Yeah, suit of armor.
Yeah.
Suit of
Chainmail
armor.
or whatever.
Yeah.
So I've got like a horn that you drink out of.
Oh,
Yeah,
so you're just kind of.
I might take
I'm
that. It's a
festive.
fun aspect.
You're like,
it's
I'm festive. Like,
it's like I hang out.
yeah.
It says I'm fun.
Like, I know a few of the words, like
Yeah, I'm here for a good time.
not a long time.
That kind of thing?
Not a long time, but
Yeah,
a good
I don't
time.
have a seasonal pass. just the one day.
Just one day. $34.99.
Just the 1 day pass.
Okay.
But I have extras because I
Okay.
thought maybe this would happen. I thought maybe
We didn't really.
Did you actually get extra?
I bought extras. I thought
Look at
for
you.
sure somebody would
Look at you.
bail and not pay attention to the texts.
I definitely did and did not. Saw it and then was like, I don't know, something else. Turned on some Michael Jackson. It's just- but we'll talk.
Yeah, we can discuss this closer too.
Yeah.
come see some whites in the woods, dude.
You put it like that.
And you get boiled peanuts. I mean, look at that.
Oyster shooters.
Oh, that's the highlight right there for me.
You can get turkey leg, dude. Crab pretzels. There's jousting, elephants, archery,
It's
sword fighting.
it's
Sword swallowing,
I seen those.
axe throwing.
I'm not too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never got into axe throwing.
Nah.
I've done it.
You been to that bar?
No.
They do it.
I've been to a bar, but not the one. You think of the one in Towson?
What is it? What's it called?
Where
Where they
Towson
throw the-
Commons is?
Yeah.
I don't know. Where you drink and throw the axes?
I don't know why you would combine alcohol and axes.
What a fad concept.
that's
Like such a flash in the pan kind of idea. I felt like the bars with like weaponry was like it was big for a moment. I don't know anybody that does that anymore.
I don't. That's I mean, if we're going that far, just open the gun range and put a freaking. You know what I
might.
mean?
They might.
Like that just absolutely makes no
Give
sense.
them the idea.
North America's original hatchet house and home of the hashtag social throwdown.
There you go.
Stumpy's Hatchet House, Towson.
There you go. Yeah. But the concept, yeah, nationwide.
It is with great sadness that we announce the permanent closure of the Towson, Maryland Stumpy's. Oh, that was November of last year. We're really behind on
there it
this.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt like there's no way this lasts.
There's
Urban
no
Axis.
way.
Urban Axis over in like near Bayview. They do great. They're busy all the time.
Yeah.
I just don't understand.
I don't get
no
it.
one has gotten hurt yet by this
Oh
combination.
no, I'm sure they've gotten hurt.
And they just kind of
I just don't know that. I mean, you sign waivers, so I think you're in the clear.
It's a really great birthday party thing, and it's a really great like corporate retreat type thing,
corporate retreat,
which I feel like is really what they cater to.
Okay.
The second one.
all right, guys. After the conference, we're gonna go to Stumpy's or Urban
Yeah,
Axe.
right. And Urban Axes is adjacent to Monument City Brewing.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
They both
Okay.
have an alcohol license, so but you pop next door.
very
I
Fire
wonder if it's a
Axes.
thing where you can drink, but you can't drink before.
No, you can. I've done it. Yeah, there's no restriction.
Oh no, they'll bring you beer while you throw.
These people do not care about. It's America, man.
Yeah,
America, give me freedom. Give me the freedom.
dude. One of my best nights of my life was laser tag,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was great.
drinking and laser tag.
Yes.
That's
Oh, yeah.
awesome.
Remember when
That-
Joe Willis broke
best
his
time.
wrist before he even fired a laser? Do you remember that?
No.
We were all sitting. We were all sitting in the room, and they're like, "All right, guys, we're getting over some rules. First rule: don't run. Second rule: don't aim for the eyes. Third rule: don't run. Listen, don't run is
And
the
he
fourth
ran.
rule also." And it's like the horde goes, and Joe Willis is just strafing, whatever it is, running sideways, hits a wall, breaks his wrist.
Perfect.
Jesus. Speaking of laser tag, there's a new virtual reality. I guess it's laser tag in Owings Mills. that we
Is it
should check
virtual
out.
reality,
reality
or is
or
it
Virtual
laser tag?
reality shooting.
I see. I don't. That's not.
We're talking
interesting.
like Buck Hunter or
I don't
something.
want to. I don't want to wear a mask.
Duck hunt.
Even further back.
With a helmet,
no.
and you get a gun, and they just put you in an empty room.
Yeah, that sounds
But
awful.
the environment is then VR. And
I don't know.
You're just in the room with like 10 people, and everything is happening when you're shooting.
Okay.
It's called.
I don't know.
Hold
maybe.
the joke back. Hold the joke back. All right.
It sounds awful.
No, I got you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Real ditty there.
so I don't get it. I mean, I guess I get it, but I don't get it.
Look up virtual reality bar Owings Mills. So it's in that new metro station.
Zero latency VR
Yes, that's what it's called.
is a unique free roam virtual reality experience. Play Far Cry, Zombie Survival, and other VR games.
There you go.
Can you see each other?
No.
What?
Yeah,
So
that
you
doesn't
got the
sound
helmet on.
great.
You're just running into people?
Yeah.
That's awful. That's so stupid.
I would
Why
think.
can't you see one another?
Because you got a helmet on. You got the VR
Look
stuff.
how much
I-
fun they're having right
I
now, just standing there
understand.
talking.
They're about to
I
kiss.
understand.
now, Keith.
But you're saying that when they're in the game, they can't
I don't
see
think-
one
I
another.
haven't
Have you been to
Wait,
this?
no, I
What
drove
to
Why
past.
are you
expect?
selling this to me? You've not been.
Because I want to go.
Those people look like they're not having fun.
Experience total immersion as you tackle new worlds and
Does
trippy
he work at the
adventures.
Apple Store?
This is an ad. These people aren't even real. They're being paid to be there.
And apparently it's a franchise. Like this
Yeah.
isn't like a one-time Owings Mills place. Like this is.
I'm convinced you have to, I don't want to play that with her,
And they-
but
and
I'm
this is a-
convinced that you have to be able to see each other.
It's a really relatively small room.
This sucks.
No, apparently you don't see. Yeah, I feel like you do have to see each other because, or you can't move.
Or
Just
they tell
stand
you
here.
or
not
you
to
just
move.
stand in
Right.
your one place.
But that's no fun.
Yeah, I don't know about
You
this.
figured out.
I need to know what happens with the other people in the room.
Yeah, I don't want a spatial sound, pinpoint
Back
accuracy.
to reality. This sucks. This is
This sucks.
this is such a sad. Remember laser tag? It was a real.
It was a real
It was
thing.
real.
You wore your
You did that for
black
real.
light vest. You had lasers.
Yeah, you were actually shooting your friends. This. Who wants to do this? This sounds awful.
I was about to make a really bad joke that I can't make on air.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, don't do that.
Anyway, so here we are,
Only
guys.
been talking about.
I really just want somebody to tell
Child
me what it's
molestation.
like. But
I was gonna say if we had more laser tagging, probably less school shootings. But.
There you go. If you scroll down, it says they're the chapter markers. Thoughts.
Oh,
Intro, gun
well,
control.
I don't want to watch a video. I just want to read an article. I want to this is from Mashable. So Mashable, give me an article that I can just read.
the verdict,
The verdict. She says, no good.
whatever this. She doesn't look like she has any fun.
No. It looks like those are your friends.
Yeah,
though.
yeah. They kind of turn into virtual reality.
So it looks like
people.
you can maybe see one another. I feel like you'd have to.
I don't know. I don't see any other people in these screenshots.
We'll get
I
back
see the
to you.
gun.
Sounds
Yeah.
like a team outing situation.
Yep.
We gotta check it out. We did
God.
Warehouse. We gotta check this out.
Well, we tried for Renfest, and that's gonna fall through
That's
apparently.
very real.
Well, we got 50% of the crew at least.
All right. That's a wrap for this episode. This is 91, dude. Down
We
and
did
out.
good.
Monkey shoulder, very good. We made it. We made it. And we're next time, dude.
Let's play some pool now.
There you go.